Hey, what's up, jig heads? This is Big Philly coming to you with another episode of Getting Jiggy with It, where I give you the tips and tricks to ace even the toughest jigsaw puzzle that you may be up against. So last episode, you may remember, we talked about some pretty interesting piece configurations. Now I'm moving into one of my most asked questions. I'm going to try and help you to navigate through when you're dealing with the very end of the puzzle. Usually I like to leave it to the end. Some people dive into it early, which I think is a mistake. But when you're looking at a sky or a lake or an ocean, that's mainly the same color with very small changes in tone or texture, and how to get through that as quickly as possible to cut down your puzzling time. So let's get jiggy with it, guys. Here's what we got. I'm gonna show you the puzzle we're working on right now, if you remember. So we got the New York skyline. We got our taxi cab pretty much completed, all the buildings completed, and all that we've got left is the sky, okay? So a lot of people send me questions and say, hey, what do I do when I get to this situation? They're basically all white pieces, and how do I navigate through this? So I'm gonna show you what I do, and it doesn't make it easy, but it certainly cuts down a lot of the guesswork and helps to narrow down the most likely piece in any situation. So what I've done is not big into sorting my pieces before you get to this situation, because there's just too many of them, there's too many things going on. But what I've done now, I'm gonna show you, but I've sorted all my sky pieces, okay? I've sorted them into different shapes that you come across. So I got my barbells here on the top. I've got my dudes here, because they got the head, the two arms, and the legs. I got my shamrocks straight up there. And I got my giraffe faces. I got the two little antlers, the nose and the ears. Then I got a couple of my really unique pieces. I got a ninja star looking one, and then a four tip. Right? You don't have too many of those, so I kick those off to the side. What this allows us to do is, as we work through, and let's just say this is a piece that I just put in, but let's just say we get to a scenario where you're looking for a piece like this, okay? Now, with my pieces segmented in this nature, I know that I've cut down my possible pieces to this section right here. I can forget everything underneath it. When you get near the end of a puzzle, I mean, you're just trial and error on that thing. I mean, you can look at tones and textures a little bit to help you, but really, if you just try every piece, you're eventually going to get that piece. So what I do is I'll try my best to find the right one. I'll try it, and then I'll put it off to the side, and I'll re-stagger them as I go through. And then as I work through, I try to keep a gap in between so that I can isolate a shape piece. So I may work on this one, because as I get this one, it's going to give me a hint to the shape of this one. I may then, work towards this way and try to get this one. It'll give me more information on that piece. So that's how we use the staggering technique. Even if they're not completely, this will tell you that I'm one of two pieces. So again, it cuts me down into either my giraffe faces or my dudes, right? So I can forget all these other ones. So by using that segmentation trick, it can help you to cut down the number of pieces that you're going to try in each hole. And as you eliminate pieces and cut down the number of pieces available, it cuts down the probability of you finding a piece that's going to fit. So, hey, it's down to brass tacks. It gets a little hairy. It's not pretty, right? But sometimes it's the way you got to do it. That should help take a lot of aggravation out of your puzzling and get this baby done a lot quicker. So I'm going to bang through this. I'm going to start my puzzle with me live puzzling in about an hour. So hey, we may be able to see how this works in real time. But if you can't make that, tune into the next episode of Getting Jiggy with It, where I bring my tips and tricks to the jigsaw world. I hope I can help you take all the guesswork out of puzzling. Have a good night.